Hey guys, welcome to the next episode in the Let's Play Football Manager 2013 with Dortmund series, and this is now 2042. We're in February, and this is how the league looks. And if you look, we are unbeaten. Yes, we might be second, but we are unbeaten. Why are we second though, and we're unbeaten? I hear you ask. Look at that draw column. We're only beaten to draws by who's that there? Hoffenheim. 7 draws, man. That's been the tale of our season so far. Season. I mean, we've only conceded 16 goals and scored 50. So goal performance wise, we're doing okay. But what's with the draws? You know, um, and it's a thing I've started to notice over the last few weeks and months while I was playing this game is that I'm not blaming the game either when I say this. I think this is just my team currently. I think this happened with Arsenal as well, and I'm not blaming anything. I'm just saying at this point this is what's happening with my team. We can't really seem to hold on to draws. Sorry, hold on to leads. Hold on to draws. Hold on to leads. And we're struggling with that. So we'll go over the results in a sec, but first let's check out the old transfers. Players out. Loads more players have gone out on loan, and the only player to have been sold is Nobby Schutz, who has gone to Nuremberg. Not that great a player, and as you can see, he's not even getting first team football there. So yeah, he clearly wasn't good enough, but he was a decent enough squad player. The players I've brought in here have all been actually no, they're not all youngsters. We've got two youngsters here. We've got Matteo Moschetta, who's 18 and seems to have a very cheery grin on his face. 4.5 stars, can play at centre mid, attacking centre mid, or striker. Looks like a decent proposition. And yes, I do like my Italians, as you know. Antonio Secondo is the other one. 4.5 stars again, can play at DMC. So he can play centre back actually. If you just have a look at the full position, he can play centre back, DMC, or just MC himself. So yeah, they're the two youngsters, and then we've got the big signings that will actually fit into the team straight away. We've got Jordi Zeman from Holland. He's only 23. Good rotation option for left back. Very, very difficult to get, top quality left back. I'm very lucky with Kevin De Fabry, as he is very, very good. But with these sort of niche positions like left backs and all that, you tend to not find quality players, and I probably did overpay to 6.25 million, but Millwall wouldn't budge, and I needed another left back as De Fabry could get injured. He got, which I think he did. He's very obviously viable since he's a defender to get sent off. So yeah, I had to bring in a bit of cover, and Jordi Zeman did that. And I know Schuster can play at left back as well, but I needed something else, in case he got injured, which did actually happen. Both of them players were injured, so I ended up having to play Georgiev, totally out of position, at left back. And the last one here is the absolutely superbly named Marco Crapez. I don't need to say anything else. I just say his name. Marco Crapez. Good God. He's a DLP centre midfielder. 4-star ability. Very good player. 24, from Slovenia. First Slovenian player I've probably ever signed. I think it's Slovenia. Yeah. He's weird hair. Probably the best Slovenian player currently. And he and Kaczynski go together like spaghetti and bolognese. Honestly, it's it would have been better if he was Italian actually, but honestly, them two go together so well, and you'll be able to see that very shortly. So we've had a look at the league. As I say, Schalke are just behind us. Obviously, we're all on 20 games, but yeah. So if you notice, we haven't actually lost, so don't expect too many red dots. So we start with the Super Cup against Bayern, which we lost on pens. Whoop, big deal. Crapez had a crap debut, but crap. Sorry, I just thought I'd get that one out the way straight away. McHugh also was useless, but we played as we do the crap team. God, I'm not even trying anymore. It just comes out against Hassfurt. In the first round of the German Cup, Moschetta, and I think he scored. That's a debut goal for him. Roderick Pedroso, the young Portuguese prodigy, looks good. He scored. Heiko Stark, he also scored. 17-year-old centre-back, 5-star potential. Real excited by him. And Kevin De Fabry also scoring. Now, if you just look at that for a second, look at them yellow dots. There's tons of them. It's frustrating. And the first one here, by Leverkusen, Yusufi scoring and Haidari, so both the right midfielders scoring. Unfortunately, however, we couldn't hold our lead. Oh, please don't crash. This guy ran rings around us, Lassie Falkenberg, great player. And great name for that matter. So an away point doesn't seem too bad, but really, as you can see, we turned it around to 2-1, and then we gave it up 7 minutes later for Falkenberg to score again. Fairly even game though, overall. Probably what a point was right in the end, I guess, but at the same time, it's like, well, we had the win in our hands. It was there. Why did we lose it? But thankfully, we won this game as Haidari continued his great start to the season with 4 goals against Frankfurt here. Scored himself a hat-trick, so he was top scorer for a while. McHugh also chipping in there. Horst Krumpen hasn't scored yet. What's going on? Greatest player in Dortmund history, my arse. We then played Stuttgart, and this began a run of draws. First one here, there's Horst Krumpen scoring, and I've also started to we'll be giving the youngsters a bit more of a run this time, like Botke, Dalglish, who else? That's it really so far. And then we played Manchester United, believe it or not, in the Champions League group. We've got a draw against them, which isn't too bad. Mateus scoring. Champions League Group D, so this is how we fared. We came second and managed to qualify, keeping up my record of qualifying, I think I have qualified from every group stage in the Champions League. I could be wrong, but I'm hoping I'm right. Anyone's got a really, really good memory, then please correct me. Considering Haidari got himself sent off, fancy doing that. Scores 5 goals in his first 2 games and he gets himself sent off against Man United. Typical. The other teams were Shakhtar and Cluj, who, as you can see, lost all their games, so well done to them. We then played Shakhtar, Krumpen and Mateus, eventually giving us the victory in Ukraine. 5-2 against Cluj here, so Pedrosa, Mills, Mosqueta, Dalglish and Wilson all scoring. Just want to point out Alan Dalglish is not a prolific goal scorer like his namesake was at Liverpool. He is a holding midfielder and he is very, very good at it. Although he does occasionally get forward and has a reasonably good shot on him. But once again, we failed to hold the lead. I mean, okay, yes, we did eventually get it, to 5. But if you look, Pedrosa and Mills, 2-0, going very easily. Then in the second half, they bring it back to 2-2, and Mosqueta, Dalglish and Wilson did eventually score, but that's not the point. We lost the lead again, and it does need addressing. But thankfully we went to Romania and beat them 3-0 with the Hungars grabbing 2 and McHugh with a penalty. Then we went to Old Trafford and got battered. Kevin de Jong, I think his name is, who's a good little player. I tried to snap him up on a free transfer one time, but he had no interest in coming, which was a bit of a shame, really. I don't know why he had no interest, but as you can see, Zuniga got himself sent off, but we were totally ineffective. Kaczynski didn't have a particularly good game, but he is starting to really show his worth now. I know that game isn't a great example, but trust me, he is starting to get very, very good. And I think I don't know why I started with Mosqueta. I think he may have been moaning about first team football, so typical. And then 5-2 again against Shakhtar. Billy Wilson grabbing himself a hat-trick, Dalglish scoring again. I know I keep saying he's not a goal scorer, but he's like Ryan Giggs, shall we say, except he doesn't shag his brother's wife. He's not. Anyway, Bayern at home, 1-1 again. Simon Mills having a poor game, but Horst Krumpen scoring in the big game. See, he does it occasionally. And for some reason the game doesn't want to. I think it's because I'm about to load the game and it's struggling. Again, look, failed to hold on to a lead. Xavi, the centre-back, with the goal for them, which was, pain in the arse. Freiburg, 2-2. Krumpen and Haidari scoring. That is 6th of the season. Let's see. Failed to hold the lead, yes. But we did turn it around, in fairness. So, not too bad. Freiburg, actually. Where are Freiburg? I thought they were doing better than that. I think they had a good start. Anyway, we finally broke that little run of draws with a absolute battering of Hertha Berlin, who are very easy on this. They're not at all good. Tomatsi, Yusufi, and Mills Mosqueta all scoring. I'm not, incidentally, as I say, the reason why I'm starting Mosqueta is because he was complaining about first team football, even though he's just fucking arrived. I think actually, he was. I was trying to remember why. I was starting him and it was first team football. I thought there was some other reason, but no, it was. He was complaining instantly, virtually. Rostock 3-0 here. Krumpen and Pedrosa off the bench. And I think he's going to start complaining soon as well. But as you can see, 82nd minute before he came on. Wilson at sides. He's very hit and miss. Wilson, when he hits, he's actually very, very good for what he is. Damn, he does miss occasionally. He is kind of frustrating, you know. And another draw here. Hoffenheim 2-0. Another home draw. Schuster and Gorecki scoring. So the two defenders there. Pedrosa, Mills, Mosqueta. Sorry, Mosqueta nowhere ineffective there. But we did win the rear derby with over Schalke in the Veltins Arena with Krumpen and McHugh scoring. I'll show you these goals as I haven't shown you any yet. 60th minute and then McHugh wrapping up. And as you can see, they got the bookings, and then look at that, 2 red cards. Sorry, Schalke, shall tell if the game says, or as the game says, I should say. And yeah, this is it. So Horst Krumpen again scoring in the big game. Like, he'll do it maybe like 2 or 3 times and then have a run of 2 or 3 big games where he won't score, and then actually I'm probably just making that up. I think I'm just highlighting it every time he doesn't score in the big game. In fairness though, he is a player who has been nominated for the World Golden Ball I think 5 times in a row, and he is the captain and the leading goal scorer of Dortmund ever, so why would you not expect him to turn up, you know, in a big game? So yeah, but he did here. In fairness, there's Roderick Pedroso. Look at the pace on him, beast. He's only like 19. A lovely header from target man McHugh, and that's a good victory in the derby over Schalke. Next up was Cologne, and we actually had a nice run of victories here. As you can see, Mosqueta and Schober scoring. Frank Schober, incidentally, will be retiring at the end of the season. He's only 1 star now, so obviously I'm just going to give him token games. His match fitness is down. He's not really playing all that much, but he has been a Dortmund stalwart. He's been here since 2029. Basically came through with Horst Krumpen virtually. I think actually no, just a few years older than Krumpen. That's 265 games. That's just league games though. Actually, and if it excludes the brief loan spell at Borussia Mönchengladbach, he has played, I think it's something like 360 something games overall for Dortmund if you include the cup and European competition. So he's been a bit of a stalwart for them. Speaking of Gladbach, McHugh and Mateus scoring to give us the victory in the Borussian derby, so a bit of revenge for last season. And then another couple of draws as we drew 0-0 with Werder Bremen and a 1-1 with 1860 Munich. Mateus again scoring, so he's getting his fair amount of goals for what he is. He's not amazing. It's sort of, I've got these players like McHugh, Mateus, Wilson. I know Wilson got 18 goals last season, but he obviously that was, you know, towards the end, you know, where things didn't matter, so I was giving him more and more of a chance. I've got these players who will get, you know, sort of 10, 12, 14 goals a season, whereas your Krumpen will get you 30, so he makes up for them a little bit. But, you know, I think, you know, I'd rather have that as opposed to, you know, one player getting 40 goals and then, you know, his sort of support strikers around them just getting sort of 6, 7, 5, 1, 3, 6, you know, something like that. I'd rather much have what I've got here. And then a really nice run of victories as 2-0 against Wolfsburg. Lucio Ferraris with the 2 goals. He's really started to look rather good now. I think again he was complaining about lack of first team football. Nuremberg 2-1. George Evan Wilson scoring here. Karl Mikowski also playing. I think Bastos got injured at this point, so I had to play him. Let's see. Oh no, was it? Oh, that was later on or in some time in the future. 4-0 against. So I just done Nuremberg. Yeah, I have. Yeah. 4-0 against Hamburg, with Ferrari scoring again. Yep, I can definitely remember now. He was moaning about not having first team football, so he said, prepared to give you a chance in the first team, but I make sure you work hard to stay there. You know, you've seen that all before, I'm sure you have. It happens so much on this game, and he certainly bit back, and he's done very well. McHugh with the 2 and Krumpen again scoring. And here's Hanover. Got it right this time. Haidari coming back with a goal, so he's got 7 now, I think. That's not too bad for a young winger. He did get injured, however, which was a bit annoying. We then played Köln in the second round of the German Cup with Kaczynski and Letolinen scoring. Kaczynski doesn't get that too many goals, but when he does, he's sort of similar to Latini in a way where he doesn't score that many. They are holding midfielders, you know, that's why we have the front sort of 3, if you will, for the goals. But, you know, he does chip in, he gets the odd 2 or 3 a season. And then we that was the last First Division game, I think, of the first half, if you will, before the winter break. We then played Kaiserslautern in the third round and won very comfortably 4-0. An own goal, Kaczynski scoring again, and Ferrari. So I think this goal here for Kaczynski, where is it? I think that gave him a little bit of extra confidence. That's when he started to kick on. You'll see in the second half of the season later on, obviously that's in the next review, but you will see he does start to kick on and give in some good performances. We had a few friendlies here. A few people have been asking, it's like, well, you have a winter break, why do you play friendlies? And this kind of shows you sort of the amateurish, reckless streak of some people who play FM. It's match fitness. You've got to keep the match fitness up. I know the training is on, the focus is on match fitness, but you've got to keep them. They can't go a whole month without playing. There is something called match fitness. You have to keep an eye on it. If you go on a player, so let's click on McHugh here. There are two things. They have got to be full or near full. If they're not green, he's no good to you. And even if you just play, as you can see, look, once first team football, unbelievable. It's always one fucking player, isn't there? But and I've only played two friendly, and even then, I've played the young team. Like I've played. Look, there's Bernard De Silva, Felix Boucher, and Gemma playing there. Ronnie Schaff playing. So young players, I give run out to them. And I think I played virtually the same team. So, it's an opportunity for the youngsters to play, but also, you've got to keep maybe one or two players match fit. I mean, some are naturally fit anyway. If we look at, say, let's see who's scored here. Let's see, Horst Krumpen. I think he'd be a good example. There's the natural fitness attribute, which is I think might be hidden. Okay, hang on, where is it? It's FMC. It limits it. Natural fitness there is 19. If you've got a good player with natural fitness, then you're not going to have much of a problem. You don't need to play him, but and it's pretty obvious who's going to have the natural fitness. That's the reason why they're good, because they are naturally fit. So that's just to answer. It's match fitness. Remember, it's such an underlooked thing is match fitness. But yeah, as you saw there, McHugh got himself a hat trick against Bayer Leverkusen at the. I didn't know. That's another. Is a little bit of trivia. Something I didn't know. The Signal Iduna Park is actually the Westfalen Stadion. I didn't know that. I thought they were two different stadiums, but turns out the Westfalen Stadion is the Dortmund home. So I didn't know that. I'd only seen it in writing. I hadn't actually seen the name and the stadium put together, visually. We then played Frankfurt with Krumpen and McHugh grabbing goals, and we put 8 past Stuttgart again. McHugh grabbing another hat-trick. As you can see, he wants first team football. He's certainly given it back to me. Look, I think ever since sort of around about here, he's wanted first team football. He's paid it back. He got a hat-trick there. He scored against Frankfurt. He scored another hat-trick there. That's 7 goals in 3 games. One absolutely unbelievable return. And there's Lucio Ferraris. Does he want first team football? No, he's enthusiastic now. He really does have some freaky eyes, man. But he scored 4. Fair play to him. Simon Mills also getting the other one. So we stuck 8 past Stuttgart once again. And next game. And we always seem to be playing Bayern sort of on the cusp of the February review. That's getting kind of annoying. But yeah, that's how we currently look then. So really, I'm not saying it is going to be a title decider, but it's certainly going to be a factor. If we can beat Bayern here, we're going to be a point ahead of them and obviously have a slightly superior goal difference. It all comes down to that game then. Let's have a look how the goals stand up again. So we've got McHugh currently on 13, Ferraris and Krumpen on 10. So Krumpen holding back a little bit this time, and Haidari on 7. Assist-wise, Haidari has 14, Mills, McHugh and Krumpen all on 8. So it's slightly little lower down this time. More people chipping in. This is how the Premier League looks. Man City are top, Arsenal in 3rd, Brighton in 2nd. Let's go over a few managers. Charlie Granger is still there. He's sticking around. He appears to be a sort of young prodigy. Why can't I say it? Prodigy. There we go. Young prodigy manager there. There's Michael Weiss, now what he was called. He's another one. Van Weert. Liverpool keep bloody chopping and changing the manager. This time it's Jerry Zoet. They're like Chelsea. Every team on this is like Chelsea. And again, Graham Conway, I recognise you. Where are you from? I know he's a regen, but I recognise you. Oh, he used to play for Everton and Sunderland. Who does he manage? Uh, I don't know. Oh, I think he used to play for, that's right, PSG. I think we played them in the Champions League once or twice. I was like, oh, look at that Scottish player playing in France. But Chelsea, as you can see, Chelsea really struggling here. They brought in a new manager, Benoit Gauthier, and they had Aaron Ramsey, who's not a particularly good manager. Well, he's okay, but look, I don't understand why. Uh, Teams, not every team is like this. Okay, yes, Chelsea, I get it. The irony that Chelsea keep chopping and changing their manager. Look at that. Since 2030, they've had Koshia, Carragher, Sheriff, Ramsey, Gauthier. What's that about? And I know it's Chelsea. I know everyone goes, oh, Chelsea chopping and changing the manager, but not every team is like that. And quite frankly, it's starting to get on my nerves. This game, I think I made the point in the last video that, I went on Reddit and saw someone say they like Ancelotti got sacked the day before the Champions League final. Why? Why does the game have that? It's so stupid. Why does the game not know the word stability? I mean, yes, okay, Charlie Granger's stuck at Man City, but that is literally it. It's stupid. Ruins the game. Absolutely ruins the game. Anyway, I'm going to stop complaining. I'm going to play the rest of this. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the summer for the season review then. So take care. Bye bye for now.